Ted Cruz is portraying himself as the chosen one, as the one true ultimate conservative running for the presidency, the one true ultimate Christian as well. And when I say that, I don't just mean in his speeches. The Verge noticed a striking similarity between his Twitter avatar and a picture of a famous historical figure. So there you see. Now, you see his hand up. He's looking wistfully off into the distance. Cenk, does that immediately remind you of anything? Is that a member of the Wu-Tang Clan? Oh, no, that's Jesus Christ. Yes. He looks strikingly like Jesus H. Christ.
All right, so, okay, now at first I thought with this story that they'd found a random picture on the internet where he happened to be going like this. Like, you can find anybody doing this, you imagine, right?
Yeah.
But it's not a random picture. That's his chosen avatar.
Yes.
He chose that on purpose, right? So, now look, it's not the end of the world. It's not that big a deal. This story's not going to change the way that you perceive the world. But it
says something about Ted Cruz,
though. It does, a little bit. And look, you might think it's a stretch. First of all, let's show you Jesus and Ted next to one another, okay? He even has that look on his face like,
tilted head.
Like, it's okay, I'm here to help you, right? Like, I've come to save you, right? Okay, fine. We have the gift. Let's bring them together.
And then a little back and forth action for you.
All right.
Oh, Christ.
Is he throwing up gang signs?
It does seem a little bit like, yeah, one of the Banana Boys, perhaps. I think that's their symbol.
Jesus Jesus had more gang signs than Ted Cruz. He had this, too.
Exactly,
I don't know if that's a gun or something, whatever that is.
Yeah. He did roll around with a pack of, like, what was it, 12, 13 people? Yeah, they were dangerous dudes.
Right.
Rebels, many people would say.
That's right. He had a gang, and he had a lot of power.
His crimes were so bad they gave him the death penalty.
Okay, so and he was brown-skinned. Jesus was, unless of course you listen to watch Fox News. Okay, so could this be a little bit broader point about what drives Ted Cruz? So first off. He hasn't done any of this by accident. He did a speech at Liberty University announcing his presidency. It's the largest religious university in the world. Okay, the kids were forced to attend. 10,000 kids. You must go listen to
ridiculous.
Ted Cruz, right? And he has made a very concerted effort to get the evangelical vote, to get the Christian base vote. So I wouldn't put it past this smarmy politician to do the Jesus pose as a subconscious thing, etc. Right? But it's not just that. He might also believe it. So now, we've talked about this in the past. His dad brought him up to believe that he was basically the anointed one. That sounds crazy, but so don't trust us on it. Let's go to Rafael Cruz himself and have him explain how he taught his son.
When he was 4, I used to read Bible stories to him all the time. And I would declare and proclaim the word of God of him. And I would just say, you know, Ted, you have been gifted above any man that I know. And God has destined you for greatness. And I started making declarations about the Word of God to him. Every day.
I have a 4-year-old. He's talking about a 4-year-old. I have a 4-year-old son. The idea that I would be insane enough to tell my son that you have been gifted beyond any man.
Yes.
Like, how would you know he's a 4-year-old? The way you move that iPad screen from left to right, you are gifted beyond any man. Right, so like this brainwashing that he was the chosen one, that you're gifted beyond anybody, and you're here to do God's calling. If you're getting programmed like that at the age of 4, it is not overly surprising that you wind up to be some mental dude who does this on his Twitter avatar, remember, like you know, from Nazareth and stuff, right? Okay.
To be fair, though, your son does have a very historically significant name. But I don't think he thinks that he's actually going to bring fire unto the world. So it's partly in the messaging, partly in the name. Yeah, it's like conservatives love to say that liberals are ruining the next generation because we tell every kid, you are a winner. If you compete in something, there's going to be no losers. We're going to make sure that everybody's great, everyone's special, everyone's advanced. But that's down here. Up here is saying you are the next incarnation of Jesus Christ himself, and you are destined for great things beyond any other human. That's insanity. I mean, this guy is just frequently spitting out absolute insanity, religious craziness. But if you're raised in that, how can you not believe that to some extent?
So my dad did something wonderful. That's a variation off of Rafael Cruz, but I think the most important variation you could have. Right? He said, "You can do anything. Like I
Yes.
believe in you." He told that to my sister and I, and he said, "Look, I think there's nothing stopping you. You can go to the best schools, get the best jobs, and you can do anything in the world if you put your mind to it."
If you put your mind to it.
If you put your mind to it and you work hard, and then he had me carry sheetrock all day long, starting at the age of 12, paying me $2 an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, and so it made me earn my way to getting my own bike, my own black and white TV. Yes, I'm old. Okay, so now, but in that process, he wasn't like, "You are the greatest person that ever lived." In fact, that would be counter to the message he was trying to teach me, that the value of hard work and that you get good things from your work, not because God chose you as the anointed one.
Yeah.
And so I think there's all the difference in the world, and I wonder what kind of sociopath you get when you have somebody constantly telling him you've
We know
been
what kind. Someone who believes the UN is trying to shut down the game of golf.
Right, and that's what he believes. He thinks George Soros orchestrated the United Nations into shutting down the game of golf and paved roads.
Yeah. Hole in one, Teddy.